Hey tribe and potential tribe members. Y'all, there's about to be a serious message, okay? We're going to start by clearing out any lower vibrations, okay? Any doubts, any resistance, any fears, whatever, okay? Alright. Alright, y'all. It's kind of like a cliffhanger, but not like a cliffhanger. But we still just talking, but we like, I don't know. So this like divine channelings of a light worker, okay? Take it how you will. So y'all, divine, where do I start here? I talk about a few things, okay? So you know, guys, how, first of all, let's start by saying I've been going through a lot of downloads and a lot of shit. So okay? You guys know how I talk about, in my belief, the chakra system is the internal soul. You know, we have the internal soul, we have the oversoul, the higher soul, however you want to call it, right? You guys, now you know how I also talk about how we receive from the crown chakra, right? We root from the root chakra, right? Now with that being said, guys, what they recently channeled to me is, when you think about the chakra system, from the root to the crown is where, right? With that being said, and the fact that we receive from our crown chakra, that means the entry point to get to the soul, the internal soul in the vessel, right, will be through the crown chakra, right? Now, what they've channeled to me, guys, you could even call that the divine portal, right? Now, what they've channeled to me is the fact that they want us to now bring the energy, the soul, the energy from the chakra systems out in all directions, right? Into the auric field. Make them meet. That means what? Make it stronger. You know? Extend yourself. Grow yourself, right? It's an energy where making these two merge brings your vessel to a point where it's receptive. You are like a walking receptivity, you know, to the divine, of course, right? Now, guys, another thing they want me to talk about is the fact that there's far more truth in the saying you are a product of your environment, right? When it comes to a part of the way the body works, the easiest way you can compare it is having like receptors all over your skin that literally pull in the energy of your environment as it helps to create, you know, your DNA. We've talked about this before, where the body often undergoes kind of like a flush, and you're reconfigured continually, right? Now, when you think about it from the standpoint of you being one, receptive to your environment, and literally being a product of your environment, Now, this is happening regardless, right? But on a much smaller level, right? Kind of like how, maybe it'll be controversial if I say this, but we don't give a fuck in this community. We tell the truth, whole truth, and no truth at all. I mean, or no, and no lies at all. Jesus. Y'all, when I tell y'all the energy has been very crazy leading up to this, I'm not even about to go into it. But listen. Okay, y'all. Is more information more important? Listen. What I'm telling you guys here, what they're saying is, it's going to be important to divinely and consciously protect your energy. We've been talking about this continually, guys. Becoming whole, becoming one again. We've done work from past to present, you know, connecting the future energies. We've done work on lower self, upper self, middle self, right? We've mended the bridge between upper self, higher self, lower self, right? Through the heart chakra. Now it's time to expand the control. Remember, guys, we're working towards becoming ascendant masters here. This is not just a tarot channel, right? When it comes to what we're doing, we're becoming expansive. We're not talking about materially. Material comes when you're on the right path, right? We're talking about ascended masters. People like to say that shit and don't do the work. Y'all, we done been through a lot of shit. It was just 7:17 on the clock. You guys, we done a lot of work, okay? We have reached a point in our ascension, especially as we had that reading not too long ago, talking about the final portal, right? Going through that final portal where you really shed, wow, they said old skin, which really ties us back into what we was talking about, you know? Back on track with, now when we think about the fact that the body is naturally receptive, right? When we talk about how it is so important to really protect ourselves, we also have to ask ourselves, protect ourselves, why? You know, other than the common or typical reasons. It wouldn't be coming out, think about it, guys, it wouldn't be coming out in our spreads to consciously put more protection over ourselves if we weren't about to step into a massive role in our life. We're divine beings. We're far enough in our ascension that we're already fucking protecting ourselves. You feel me? We're already doing these things. So the question is, what were they preparing us for? As we've been talking, we're not just jibber jabbing. We've been talking about this shit for a minute now. We've been dealing with ourselves, dealing with the toxic shit in our life, and moving towards a certain direction for a reason. We are becoming one, spiritually and physically. This is what I'm telling you guys. When it comes to, whoa, I'm not going to tell y'all what I just heard. I am going to tell y'all. Miracles. Miracles, guys. We believe possible. You know, people can knock us for our beliefs, but we set the seed for possible. Divine, you determine what is possible. Our job is to plant the seed and to tend to it so that it takes root and grows in our life in miraculous ways. Miracles. We're reaching a point in our ascension where we're able to be the miracle in people's experience. Oh, they're doing something with my ear. We're at a point where we're able to be the miracle in people's experience. How can we work towards this and put so much dedication into it and not believe that we are working towards mastery? It's here, you know? We're becoming in tune with our environment. Did you hear me say we're merging? It's essentially like, imagine being in a robot, but you're actually in the robot controlling it. This is like cyborg shit, where you're no longer just a little person in the big robot. You are the big robot. You know, cyborg shit, right? I mean, this is what we are. We just said in the other reading that we're fucking superheroes. You guys, Divine, help me make this clear. This is dope. You want to be more than just receptive through your crown, right? We're talking about an energy of extra sensory. It's come through in the channeling before that there, you know, and we all pretty much know this. I don't think I've really talked about it, and that's part of the reason why, but we have more senses, you know, than just the average, right? Sight, touch, y'all know, right? I don't want to lose my train of thought. This is beyond the typical range of senses, of perception, of receptivity. This is like being able to draw something in where it would have taken you years, months. It takes days, weeks. You see what I'm saying? Where it would have took years, it takes months. Where it would have taken months, it takes weeks. Where it would have taken weeks, it takes days. This is what I'm saying. Receptive. To be fully receptive and be in the embodiment of your soul, which is essentially what we're doing. We're moving the soulful energy from not only within to without, to fusing with our fucking force field. What is our force field? Our fucking aura. We don't have an aura just to have a pretty little light around us that we can't see. People like to say, go into meditation and imagine this bright light surrounding you. You got an aura. You already got a bright light surrounding you, unless your aura is smudgy. If your aura is smudgy, just read it. This is not for you. What I'm telling you is go in and see yourself. Go in and see yourself. If your soul can reach your aura field, you can go into meditation and see your fucking self in its entirety. Not necessarily astral projection where you're able to see yourself, but from within to without. This is what we fucking talk about. Everybody say within to without, within to without. Can you imagine being literally a master manifester? Did you hear me say from weeks to days, from months to weeks, from years to months? Listen, what they're telling you is when you're able to expand yourself and truly connect to your vessel, you are more of an ascended master than you've ever been. People wonder how these individuals we talk about, these ascended masters, were able to do so many miraculous things. They became one with their vessel. They accepted their fucking experience and knew that within them was an energy that was so profound that it had the magic that could be unleashed from within self. How does this happen? You accept yourself. You merge with yourself. You accept the fact that you are no longer in the astral realms and are in a vessel. You feel me? This is almost like a prison of the soul until you own it and fucking merge. Cross that thin line. You know what I mean? Where you no longer have to listen to the whisper of the soul because the ego is so fucking loud. You hear me? This is essentially being able to, we talked about this before, learning how to turn down the knob. We know that there's no fucking such thing as an ego death. People say that shit, but that ain't real. It's not. It was given to us for a reason. And for a lot of us, that ego carried us through our younger years. People had people who would hate on them for no motherfucking reason. You know, you had to bust that ego out on them, you know, with grace. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Things like this. But we don't kill the ego. The ego serves its purpose. We keep it in check. Thank you. Mastery. Learning how to make the connection. Fuse the plug. To have no resistance is to have no perception of vessel limitations, is what they're saying. No perception of vessel limitations, meaning possible. Period. Exclamation point, right? Possible. Break the barrier. Because if you've done all this fucking healing and there's still a barrier, you gotta ask yourself, well, what the fuck is it? We've talked about before, merging conscious and unconscious, the world between the two. Reality. Dream, right? We talked about before the abilities coming on to be able to literally merge the two, conscious and unconscious, where you're able to bring in manifestation. We remember that all things start in spirit first. So if spirit is truly controlling the fucking vessel, then we now understand how we bring things in faster. We now understand how we bring things in pure and fast. Not contractual where it's some worldly shit we dabbling in. You know what I'm saying? But this is where it's no longer that uphill fucking climb. When you a divine being. You know what I mean? It's almost that energy of how we still running the race with the people at the bottom of the mountain. And it was because the divine never said you had to actually climb it. You know, we chose to do that shit. With faith, we would have understood that possible means you could be here at the bottom today and up here at the top tomorrow. It's about perception. I try to say perspective. But perception brings me to, interestingly enough, that scene in the Matrix. I've mentioned this a while ago. I'm going to try to say it right. The scene in the Matrix when Neo went into the room with Morpheus. I think they went to go see the Oracle. And she had some kids over there. And the kid was bending the spoon, right, with her mind. And she told Neo, you could do it too. And he said, no. She convinced him he could do it. No matter how hard he tried consciously to bend the spoon with his mind, he couldn't fucking do it. No matter how hard he tried consciously to do what he just witnessed, right? The girl said, no, it'll never bend that way. It's about perspective. The spoon will never bend, but your mind can perceive it bending. Drops mic, right? So when he took himself out of his conscious and went into the unconscious, remember, that's more soulful. That's like the soul of the self, right? Just tying in, y'all. When he took himself into the unconscious, and remember this reality, the matrix, right? The matrix is already fake within itself. When he remember, you can control the matrix. Maybe not so much reality. Which is what is reality? When we go back to source, when we go back to the other side. This is the matrix. We in the vessel. We go back into motherfucking Zion when we in meditation and astral projections and dreams. Right? But what I'm saying is, we have the power to bend the matrix. But it's only through the door of the divine. Contracts won't bend the matrix. It'll only keep you in it. Remember, we talked about way early on in the journey. We're all about exiting the wheel of karma and entering the wheel of grace. It's time to control the matrix. I don't have a big subscriber count. I don't have that many views. So think about what that means to you. They say it's power in numbers. But again, the power of perspective. Because although we're small, I seen 111 a minute ago, I had to say it. Although we're small, when we think about the chosen, that road is narrow and few travel. So before this page, before this channel go ham, these messages got to come out to the few who are actually dedicated. My loyal motherfucking subscribers, you hear me? I love y'all. Every one of y'all are going to have a platform of your own. Every one of y'all are going to be something far more amazing than you could ever conceive or comprehend. We've run into so many secrets in our readings where we're like, you know, the divine like, you're going too deep. You know what I mean? I tried to defy it one time and they cut the video off. No reason. Storage was cool. Everything was cool. Video was just donezo. So, we don't teeter on eggshells when it comes to the divine over here, but I definitely love y'all. And if you gotta watch it a couple times, it's cool. I might have to do that too. But I do wish I would have got it out a little clearer. But hey, when you channeling, you bringing unconscious to conscious to convey. So I love y'all. I don't know. We ain't get no cards out. I might do another reading. I don't know. But thank you so much for y'all support. And accepting me as I am. Come here. I love y'all. Have a great one, y'all. Support the tribe.